then if you have any question at the end also, then definitely we will be able to answer it. All right. So first, let's understand how URL filtering works inside Firepower, and then later on, once we finish with this topic, we can take more questions on it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's understand the architecture of the URL filtering, how it is done inside Firepower, right? So first, the first step of anything is you need to have a database, right? So the most important thing is that database where you are going ahead and doing categorization. So Cisco has that database. What Cisco does is Cisco uses Cisco Telos. Okay, so Cisco Telos will do the threat hunting on the internet, will search for particular URLs and take help of third-party vendor like BrightCloud. So BrightCloud is a very popular vendor who goes ahead and provides this database data for URL filtering. Most of the product vendors uses this, Palo Alto uses it, Cisco's Ironport uses it. So it's a very popular vendor who does categorization and reputation for different URLs. So Telos is the one who is going ahead and building that particular database. Now, once Telos has that database, Telos puts that database on CSI Cloud, Cisco Security Cloud. This database is of two sets. So there are two databases which are published by Telos, and it gets regularly updated. You have a 20 million URL database and you have 1 million URL database. Okay. So both these data sets are published and put inside CSI Cloud. You deploy your FMC. Your FMC will go ahead and connect to the CSI Cloud. If you have a URL filtering license, then you will connect to the CSI Cloud and download that database. Okay, both 20 million and 1 million. So the device is not connecting to the CSI Cloud, it is your FMC. If you are using FMC, then it would be FMC. If you are using managed device with FDM, then it would be your managed device, which will be connecting to the cloud and downloading the 20 million and 1 million data set. Once FMC gets that database, both 20 million and 1 million, it stores that in its local cache, and it needs to push that database to the managed device. Okay, so depending on the size, RAM capacity of that managed device, that is going to happen. So if the RAM capacity is more than 3 GB on the managed device, then it will get 20 million URL database. If it is less than 3 GB, then it is going to get that 1 million database. Okay, so depending on the RAM capacity, it is going to push that particular database to the managed device. Now, let's say that that database is pushed. Let's say 20 million is pushed. Okay, and you have created a policy to block educational websites. So any website which falls into educational category or job search category, you want to restrict access. So that policy in your access control you have created and deployed it on your managed device. A user tries to access www.naukri.com. Right? The traffic is going through the managed device to the internet. When the traffic is going through, the managed device looks at that particular URL and checks the category of that URL, or tries to resolve the category of that URL. That what is that URL category? Does it fall into any of these two which I have to deny? So it says that, okay, is it an educational website or is it a job search? It finds this URL in this job search category. So what is it going to do? It's going to deny the connection. Why? Because I have restricted access to that particular category. Same thing is possible with reputation also. So the database includes category and it includes web reputation. So we'll talk about web reputation later in the next slide. But each website has a reputation score, a WRI score, Web Reputation Index score. So I'll show you the scale. What is that scale? It's a 5-point scale which is there. So depending whether you have created a policy based on category or reputation, my managed device is accordingly going to take action. Now, let's say the user is going to a particular website, which is www.job.com, right? The traffic goes to the managed device tries to resolve this URL category, and it says that, okay, I am not able to resolve it. It does not find that URL in that particular 20 million or 1 million database. So what is it going to do? It's going to ask FMC. FMC, do you know the category of this particular URL? Let's say FMC also does not know, then it is going to be marking that category as uncategorized. Okay, and depending whether you have created a policy to block uncategorized, it is going to block it. If you have not created a policy that uncategorized website should not be blocked, it will not block it, it will allow it. Okay, inside FMC there is an option also which is which you can enable. By default that option is disabled, but you can go ahead and do that. What that option does it, because definitely you are only getting a very limited database, 20 million or 1 million depending on and you don't know whether this URL is actually part of that 20 million or not. So you enable that option. By default that option is disabled, but what you can do is when a particular device sends a request to know the category of a particular URL which is falling into uncategory list, FMC can query directly to the CSI cloud, okay, asking the CSI cloud to resolve that category real time or resolve that URL category real time. Okay, so both can work. So if you have enabled that option, then only it will do it. If you have not enabled that option, then it will mark that URL as uncategorized, because that URL does not fall in the category of 20 million or does not have that information in that database. Okay, clear? Any questions on this? Yes, any questions? Okay. What is the web reputation? So the reputation score is again removed by Telos for different URLs. So each URL would have a WRI. This WRI would be the reputation score, and it would be based on this 5 parameters. So either a website would be trustworthy. So the score will be, if the score of that particular website falls into 81 to 100, then it is going to be considered as trustworthy, which is called as well-known sites in your policy. If it's a score of 61 to 80, then it is going to consider it as benign sites. Okay. If it is 41 to 60, then it is considered as benign site with security risk. If it is 21 to 40, then suspicious sites. If it is 1 to 20, high risk site. Right? So these are reputation associated to every URL. So if you want, you can also create a policy saying that I want to allow search engine category, but only if their score of WRI is anything higher than 4, which means that I only want to allow these 2 category of websites with reputation. I don't want to allow any of these. So I can even create like that by policy. So reputation plus category